From Raymond. All right, this is a tough one. Klavan, the wise and beneficent master of the universe and writer of Knowles's words. By the way, a lot of these today, I'm sort of cutting out some of the compliments. A lot of these have compliments about another kingdom, which I really appreciate, and I'm really thrilled that people are enjoying it. I lost a dear friend to suicide about 2 months ago, and I am very angry. I understand that this Marine I respected and called companion lost his battle and was driven to this by circumstance, but every time I think about it, I begin to seethe. While I have a background in psychology and have read case studies regarding survivors' anger, the anger detailed there is usually directed at the deceased for taking their life. Mine, however, is directed at my friend's widow for her role in his end. After less than a year of marriage, she cheated on him and was preparing for divorce, and he had always said he wouldn't let her get away. I know the Christian thing to do is to forgive his widow, but I cannot find it in my heart to do so. I fear that this will consume me and I will become a poor representative of all my closely held beliefs and that my own self-destructive streak will begin to appear. Yeah, suicide is awful. You know, remember that song from MASH, Suicide is Painless. Nothing could ever be further from the truth, and the loose ends it leaves and the broken hearts and the anger and rage, all of them just very, very destructive. And if you need therapy, you should see someone about it. But here's the thing about the widow. He didn't kill himself because she cheated on him. That's not the way things work. The guy had suicide in his heart. He had death in his heart. And you can be there for people like that. But in the end, the choice is theirs. You know this. You've said you have a background in psychology. You know that the choice is theirs. She may have hurt him. She may have, torched that fire inside him, but the suicide is his act. It's his act. The thing about forgiving somebody, you don't have to like her, first of all. You don't have to like her. She may not be a worthwhile person. You can't blame her. She didn't do it. She didn't kill him. He killed himself. But the thing about forgiveness is that it is something that you do. And it's not something that you feel. You will feel it eventually, but it's something that you do. So think of it like climbing a hill. I don't know, I couldn't quite get from this whether you are also a Marine, but I'm sure you've done tough exercises. You're climbing a hill. Your mind is saying, I can't do it. Your body has given up, but your will carries you up the hill. I can tell you, I've been in situations a dozen times where my body had given up. I wish I could quote the Kipling line, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve their turn long after they are gone, and so go on when there is nothing in you except the will that says to them, go on, right? It's the will. So you will forgiveness. You will yourself to forgive even with the anger. When the anger arises, you remind yourself that you will yourself to forgive. You do it to God. You say before God, I will this forgiveness. And you stick to that even when the anger comes up. When the anger comes up, you realize it's the enemy of your will, and you will yourself to forgiveness. To forgive. You will ultimately, this will work. You will ultimately forgive her. You may never like her. You may never respect her. You may never think much of her, but you won't let your anger consume you if you let go and forgive. It's tough, but you can do it. It is just a question of having the will and being a tough guy about it, which you're just going to have to do because, like you said, you don't want it to consume you.